Hello everyone, welcome to Arm Wrestling News number 7, Daily Arm Wrestling News, and today we are going to discuss AMC Arm Wrestling Tournament which just finished. It was a $8 pay-per-view. If you guys want to purchase, you can check it out from the link in the description and also check other links from the description as well. Arm Wrestling Television, there was extra money for match of the day. Vitaly won easy with Dmitry earlier. I think they agreed to make the match look close to win more money. Yeah, that could be a possibility. Yeah, I'm gonna get it in real time for once. Hello, good afternoon, Phil Defense Foster. So I was recording a video for Zurab Tavbaridze and I just sent it for editing, and I hope it will be uploaded within a couple of hours. So that's always good. Concurrent viewers 28 likes already. Thanks everyone for joining and for liking the video. So this was a big tournament. I would say probably the best tournament in a long time. Like good coverage quality. There was commentary as well. Everything was perfect. Video was good, HD quality. That's amazing. I tried to purchase the pay-per-view, but for some reason the payment options were not available in India. Maybe because of maybe I could have tried VPN, but yeah, I didn't do that. It was a $8 pay-per-view. So guys, please fire in the questions about AMC tournament. What do you want to know? I've already uploaded a couple of videos about the tournament and I hope you have already watched them. It was just an amazing tournament. I think now it is time that people should not be avoiding this tournament at all. Just look at the prize money that they are giving, $7,500. That's simply amazing for every single weight category. And if we talk about the overalls, Vitaly won $15,000. And they were saying that $4,000 for match of the night as well. I don't know yet. This is one on information that we don't know yet. Who won the match of the night? Was it Vitaly? Yeah, maybe not. Howdy, Mr. Pradeep and everyone. Thanks for joining. Talpol Hutchins Jr. How was the reffing? Reffing was cool, strict as usual. There weren't many matches that ended on fouls. Sometimes there were some slips, like somebody top rolled someone and the other guy slipped like this, like even like that high above the pad, 3-4 inches above the pad. Still it was given as a loss. Almost 15,000. Yeah, Andrew, almost. What do you mean by almost? I wish Zaur was there. Yeah, I also, like, every time I think about this tournament, Zaur is the person that comes to my mind. That bicep injury was bad, man. Like Hermes Gasparini match, I don't know how much Engin was offering him to pull Hermes, but let's say it could have been maybe nearly 10,000, almost 10,000, less than that. But he missed that and he missed 22,500. So he could have won $22,000 here, because I have no doubt, and I don't think you guys are doubting him as well, that if Zaur was here, he would have won everything. So 22,000 and 8,000 possibly at East versus West, and the surgery must have cost a good amount of money as well. So that guy, like, it cost him almost $35,000, that injury. Pradeep at AMC, Andrew M. Yeah, Vitaly deserves some love after this one. It's safe to travel to Russia now for Westerners. I would assume so. Like, why not? Why is it any different for Western guys than other Europeans that are traveling from all of the countries? It's safe, okay. Yes, sticker. Andrea Jekvaldaze, yeah, because he does it better with this stricter referees. Okay. Only 39 people have joined. This is a viral topic. So is anyone else going live at this time? Or what's happening? Nope, nobody's live. So 42 people now live now. Okay, I think we'll soon reach 100 people. Pradeep versus Krasimir hook battle. Krasi isn't winning everything, man. What is going on with Krasi? I think he finished 5th if I'm not wrong. Krasi finished 5th in the 95 kg category and he's the current WAF champion. Wow, that was surprising. He got beat in deep hook battles. Like Bogoslov beat him and he was fresh at that time. And Zoloev, what has happened to Zoloev? That is a sad story. I don't think he's ever going to return to the top again. Because if he continues to compete in drug tested events, he's not getting any younger. He's like 39 years old, almost 40. He injured his elbow in 2021 BAF. He injured his arm and looks like he hasn't fully recovered yet. And he's losing, man. He's losing. I'm not sure if Zoloev is ever going to be at that level at which he used to be in the past. Andrew M. Zoloev is also done. Yeah, Zoloev didn't win. Basically didn't win anything. I think he also finished 5th or something like that. He's not the same since his injury. I agree. 2021 injury, never been the same since then. Just look at Zoloev's matches. 2015, Zoloev was what, 80-85 kilos max, and 2015. So that John Brzezinski was what, 52 years old. At that time, he gave John a better fight compared to when John was 57 years old and Zoloev was bigger. So there you can see. I don't think Zoloev has improved at all in the last 7 or 8 years. 2021 when he beat Sasho Andreev in the finals, that was awesome. That was impressive stuff. But other than that, we have not seen anything good from him recently. I think Zoloev is in a difficult place right now. Maybe it is because of his age, maybe it is because of his injury. Keep in mind, we haven't really seen that many good elite level WAF pullers above 40. Svetan Gashevsky is one, but very few. Europeans usually retire around that age, and Zoloev is reaching that age, and now he got injured in 2021. I think it is going to be a difficult time for him in the future. Laletin has a career in acting also. Biggest yeah, so you guys corrected me in the comments, and now I watched. So I wanted to upload the video. I watched the first match. That was clearly intentionally given to Silaev by Vitaly. Then I watched the second match as well, and even there he was like intentionally trying to battle it out. He was holding him comfortably in this position, and he could have probably flash pinned him as well if he wanted to. But in this position, I think even though he was like acting, but still he needed almost every bit of strength to pull Dmitry Silaev out of that. He could have done it earlier, but he chose to stay there for a long time and then pin him. That's all I'm saying now. Finals were not fake in the open. Yep. Levant taking part in AMC would raise the profile of the tournament greatly. Okay. Would be awesome to see Prokopchuk at 75 kg next time. I was shocked to see their first match. Lagia, that's a dream. Just wait. Wait a second, guys. My bad. I was on mute. Now the comments are going to get flooded by that. So yeah, no audio, Pradeep. Maybe he wanted to safeguard it. Pradeep, who would you like to see at AMC 95 kg next time? Maybe Paul Lin or Sasho. Yeah, Paul Lin would be amazing. Paul Lin would be an amazing addition. I talked with Paul Lin about this topic, and yeah, he seems to be interested. He wants to know like the details of travel and everything. So that would be amazing to see Paul in there. And Paul, other than him, Sasho Andreev would be amazing. Sasho can compete in 85 kilos as well. So Sasho can be good there at that weight as well. How long will it last? Last what? Who knows what? Of course, the amount of money they are getting now. Yeah, that's amazing, man. $7,500, that is good enough to attract, I would say, probably 95% at least of the elite level arm wrestlers. That's good enough to do that. The vice president said that there will be most likely 105 kg in the future. I saw that interview, Lagia. How are they pulling? Where are they pulling the money from? Like, where is it coming from? I want to know. That is a mystery, because No way these tournaments are generating that much amount of money. They're not generating. So somebody is looks like somebody is losing money on this thing. Maybe. I hope not. I hope not. Zurab deserves a super match against Toddzilla. Yeah, that's the only guy that comes to my mind. I was thinking like Toddzilla is the guy who can beat Zurab in a hook. But because everyone, literally everyone in the whole tournament was running away from Zurab's hook. Everyone. Victory, I read your comment. What happened to Yoshinobu Kana interview? I haven't really messaged him. I haven't tried yet. Sponsors, yes, but are the sponsors making their money back? That's where my doubts arise. But still, Zurab versus Toddzilla, man, I would give maybe a 10% chance to Zurab against Todd. Like you cannot really beat Todd in a hook. You just cannot. Zurab versus Sasho Andreev, because Zurab is not like a flash spinner or something who can beat Todd, so it is not possible. Who all can beat Sasho in 90 kilos? I don't know, man. He's the current WAF champion. Bogoslov can cut to maybe Bogoslov cannot cut to 90 kilos. He was like already ripped, shredded, looking like a bodybuilder. So Bogoslov cannot come down. Zurab cannot come down. I'm not sure, man. Sasho may be unbeatable at that weight. Chechnya government money. What's up? Russia is investing in arm wrestling, okay? What's up, GR Williams? Welcome to the chat. Sharkasov versus Mindaugas. Who wins? Oleg Sharkasov should beat Mindaugas. But I think he's a little bit lighter than Mindaugas. Is Bayasangur related to any of those Chechen leaders? I don't know. He won the previous event, but I think in this one he finished third. You said you tried this month, or did I miss anything? Yeah, I think I said that. Victor E. But I need to create a community post or something. I need to find someone from Japan who can get me in contact with him. Almost all 3 Russian pullers are from Kavkaz region of many are Chechens. Okay. What's up, Pradeep and everyone? So 66 of you watching, 40 likes. Let me quickly refresh the results for you guys. Who are the winners of this awesome tournament today? So 75 kilos was won by the defending champion Alan Zoloev from Russia. And second was Orton Skyev. And third was Alimagomed Omarov, I think is the correct pronunciation. And 85 kilos was won by Sarmat Digurov. And second was the defending champion from previous event, Viktor Shevlenko. And third was Bayasangur. Pradeep, have you seen Vovoda's latest update? He's at 11,000 subscribers now. Yeah, good for him. We all of us combined, we helped him get to his first 1,000 subscribers. I hope many of you guys remember. 95 kilos, Zurab Tavbaridze won gold. Zurab impressed me the most. So clearly there were more dominant victories than Zurab. Alan Zoloev was more dominant. Alan got in a hook battle once, and the same guy came back to the finals from B side, and he gave him a little bit of hook battle again in the finals, despite being completely exhausted during his other matches. I'm talking about Orton Skyev. And in the last round, Zoloev had to top roll him. Zoloev top rolled him and then finished him. So that guy has good endurance and a good hook for sure. JR, that's funny. Saw Neil Hiccup did the announcing for Europeans Strongman yesterday. A Ukrainian won, and there was a streaker from the crowd who was pretty hilarious. Okay. Irakli in 95 kilo category would be amazing. It wouldn't be wise for Irakli at this point of time to cut to 95 kilos. If the 105 kilo category is introduced, Irakli can compete there as well. Zurab is one of my favorite pullers, man. Now even more. Yeah, I was really impressed by Zurab. Whom would you like to see against Alan Zoloev and Sasho Andreev? Zurab, Alan Zoloev versus Prokopchuk, as somebody mentioned earlier. Nurdalat Aider Khan would also be good. Yeah, these guys. Russia has a secret arm wrestling program similar to what they did in 1986 Drago versus Rocky fight, Defense Foster. Yeah. Defense Foster, J.R. Williams, and who are the other members? I think only 2. Carlos is also here. Hi Pradeep, hello brother. So thanks for the members. And thanks to everyone. So 95 kilos, Zurab was the champion. Ibrahim Sagov, the defending champion, got silver this time, and Artem Tainov, who stopped Zurab 3 times with a king's move, he finished third. Zurab's that showed to be Zurab's weakness, and it is only a king's move. And just be honest, man. If Lord Bowen's king's move was not able to stop Zurab, then who is Artem Tainov? Let's be honest here. He never had any chance. But he almost got Zurab. He almost got. Both were on one fouls, and when Zurab's first foul occurred, it was in this position, and he was almost about to bring him back, and I think Zurab intentionally fouled and got the restart and beat him after the next restart. So Artem Tainov did great. He got exhausted after that battle, but Zurab didn't. So after that, Ibrahim Sagov tried to go in a hook against Zurab, and that was a bad decision. Sasho versus Zurab, that's a match. That is a big match. Just because of the frame, just because of the size, I may even go with Zurab in that match. 95 plus kilos. So Dmitry Silaev was handed over a friendship victory by Vitaly Laletin. So Dmitry beat Vitaly in the finals of 95 kilos, and Vitaly was second, and Grigory Liyaschuk was third. So yesterday I created a poll on my channel, and the poll was something like this. Let me read it out loud for you. Who wins AMC 95 plus kg tomorrow? Dmitry Silaev, Vitaly Laletin, Grigory Liyaschuk. Silaev got 16% votes, Vitaly got 82% votes, and Grigory Liyaschuk got 3% votes. So far, 3,600 votes have been casted, 100 likes, 23 comments on the post. Tainov's match didn't help him. Yeah. Why do you think you are better than Pakistani people just because you are Indian? What is wrong? Bro, what happened? You just woke up? You saw a dream or something? Would be fun if you could get Tara Sevakin on your show. Where would you rank Vitaly now, Pradeep? Vitaly. Man, it's difficult. Zaur would beat Vitaly. Denis Saplenkov, I don't think now Denis beats Vitaly. Vitaly is a stylistically bad matchup for Denis. Levan beats Vitaly. Hermes beats Vitaly. Chafee has already beaten Vitaly. Although I would like to see that rematch, because if that match was somewhere else, I'm not saying it should have been, but that's close. That shows that it is close. Devon versus Vitaly can be interesting, but Devon wouldn't have too many stylistic advantages against Vitaly. It's difficult, man. Can Vitaly beat Morozov? Maybe, maybe not. He can be Jerry. Can Vitaly beat Jerry? Maybe not, maybe. So it's difficult. Vitaly's position is still like, because he has competed only against Dave Chafee. He needs to compete more against the pullers all over the world to get a good prediction. So far, I would say 5 to 7. That would be my guess. He could be 5, he could be 6, he could be 7. Zurab in a 6-round super match will be great. Insane endurance. Yes. Any update on Rustam Babayev? I personally tried to send him a message, but it doesn't show that he has read the messages. So maybe I need to try to contact through someone. I wanted to do a small injury update video with him, just like I did with the Canadian pork chop. Andrew M. Okay, lol, I'm kidding. Any update, Rustam? Reddit. Chafee should have competed at the AMC. Yeah, Chafee could have had a great chance. Like, he would have been great at the AMC tournament. But then I think Silaev and Vitaly would have done a double team against Dave Chafee. They would have laid down, and then they would have fought Dave Chafee really hard, and then they would have eliminated him, most probably. Pradeep, can you elaborate on your logic why the fix was on the first Silaev-Vitaly match? They didn't orchestrate this 3 AMCs ago. Yeah. It's interesting. So, clearly that was because of friendship. And yes, you are right, it didn't happen the previous times. But I think Dennis talked about it in a video, that it's kind of weird then friends can lay down. He said something similar to Vitaly and Silaev. I don't know, man, why they didn't do that, but this time Maybe they had a friendly deal. Maybe they're going to share that $7,500. I don't know. But that was clearly given because Vitaly went in a hook. And even in a hook, he was like, it looked like he was able to hold Silaev. But Silaev was also not going hard, maybe because they were talking with each other as well. So everything was communicated in that match. And maybe they just didn't want to waste any energy and they'll share the revenue later on. Andrew M. Ware. If Dennis can stop Zaur, no way he can't stop Laletin. Who told you that Dennis can stop Zaur? Like, who told you that? I didn't see any stops when they were practicing. The way they were practicing, like it goes 6-0, easy Zaur's way. That day, like if they had a super match that day, it would have been 6-0 for Zaur, easy. Dennis should have pulled in the AMC tournament. I think Vitaly would have beaten him. I'm talking about the one like 1 year ago. I don't know. Okay, the practice. So you're saying the practice told you? No. Maybe we have seen some different practice because what I saw in the practice, I saw that it would be easy 6-0 in favor of Zaur Pezulaev. Vitaly and Silaev deserves an Oscar. What a performance. Yeah, the second round performance was really good. Was really good in that flop press position. You mean that practice pull? LOL. I don't know what happened to you, Andrew M. At this AMC, there were Zurab Svetan Gashevsky. At the next, there will be even more participants who are not from Russia. Everyone needs to travel to this tournament. Like everyone, there is no excuse. There is literally no excuse. Zurab is also pulling in like 5 weeks at East versus West. If he can compete there and if he can win, I think many others can also do the same. Krasi and Gashevsky. Yeah. Andrew, Krasi versus Gashevsky should have happened. Like it would have been amazing. Where did Krasi finish? I think maybe 5th. I'm not sure. I don't think he was 4th because I saw him winning only one round. That's all I saw Krasi doing. He lost everything else. Maybe I missed one round. Maybe he won 2. If he won 2, maybe. I think then he finished 4th. And if he won 1, 5th, I don't know. I don't know exactly how many participants there were in that class. Pradeep and Chad, pick one guy you want to see at AMC for each category. 105 kilos included. Okay, new puller. 95 kilos. Paul Lin. Not saying that Paul Lin is the best contestant available throughout the world to win this thing, but I would love to see him compete there. Just like for more exposure. Paul Lin, I would love to see him. 85 kilos, David Samushia. Yeah, David Samushia. Engin Terzi, wow. How can I forget that? 85 kilos, Engin Terzi. I want to see Engin 85. And in 95, I want to see... Who? What was that? Paul Lin. And 105 kilos. 105 kilos. In super heavies... I would like to, if there is 105 kilos, then in super heavies, I would like to see Dave Chaffee and who else? Yes, Nanad, okay. Bro, namaste. Shakti Arora. Okay, hello, namaste, brother. Pradeep, मेरा बहुत बोलना है. क्या बहुत बोलना है? Lemon, if I put practice. Andrew M. Ongarbayev, okay. Ongarbayev, yeah, good addition in the 105 kilos division. Ongarbayev. Semyonov would participate. 75 kilos. Daniel Prokopchuk can be good. Nurdolat Aider Khan. Oleg Cherkasov can also gain a little bit and compete at that weight. And yeah, these are the names. Engin would be amazing addition in the 85 kilos division. Would be amazing. Can we say more? But Svetan Gashevsky is available there to ruin everyone's day. I don't think he's going to win, but there was one long hair guy. I'm quite sure somebody from the chat knows his name. Like young guy, very long hair, who held Svetan Gashevsky for like almost 3-minute long match. And multiple times there were some restarts and he beat Svetan Gashevsky on foul. So 3 stops in King's moves and two stops, I think, and both of them combined were like 3 or 4 minutes. That was a war. Svetan Gashevsky had him by the fingers like that. I think there was a strap malfunction. That's why the referees stopped the match. Then they restarted it and Svetan fouled. What was the name of that guy? So Svetan is available there in that class to ruin everyone's day. I don't think, like, from the looks of it, it doesn't look like anyone can really flash pin Svetan Grisheski. Maybe someone like Georgi Totiev can climb and then press him to the pad. You need to have a very long arm. But he's there to ruin everyone else's day. Whoever faces him, like, he's not going to win the tournament for sure. Was thinking, do any top arm wrestlers actually stretch? Bet not many, yeah. 75 Nurdolat Eder Khan, 85 Samushia, 95 Paul, Kedragali, 105 Hermes, yeah. I would love to see Dave Chaffee before Hermes in that category. Vitaly was tiny when Pushkar beat him. Vitaly is still tiny, man. 131 kilos only for 6'8", 6'9" frame. He's still tiny. You know, tournament is high level where Krasi is on 5th place. Yep, for sure. Like, okay, just guys, let me message Paul. Let's see if he can join. All right. Vegan so strong. Alexei Vovoda. Yeah, Vovoda in 105 kilos. I'm not sure if he would be able to do anything there. Andrea Jake is do I pronounce the J or not? Just let me know. Andrea Jake Valdaze. That's how I would pronounce it. I saw Engin pronounce it differently though. Svetan would beat all of them in 1-versus-1 format in a super match. Yes, it can be. Yeah, it can be true. He already beat Totiev actually. I think, yeah, AMC 2 it was, if I remember correctly. He beat him there. Now, like, memory is bad. What can be a good super match for Alan Zoloev and Svetan Grisheski? I'm not sure, man. Svetan is like 85 kilos. Alan is 75. I'm not sure if Alan Zoloev can stop him. Although today in the AMC, Alan Zoloev beat Bogoslov, who weighed 95 kilos. But Bogoslov had many wars. He had a long hook war against Krasi. He had another match, like he had 2 long matches. And Zoloev had only 1 long match. Pradeep Garaskin was the long. Okay, Garaskin is his name. I've heard his name multiple times. But yeah, he should do a barbell lift. What's up, Pradeep? What's up, Stizzy? Marketing for AMC was terrible. I hope they get better at it. The next time, everyone is going to talk about it. This time, very few of us. I think I made one video or 2 videos. I made some videos about a month ago, like 2-3 videos, and a couple of videos now in the last week about the AMC tournament. But like, who else talked about that event? I'm talking about English speaking YouTube channels. Svetan qualified to participate in King of the Table, him and Engin. And let's be honest, yeah, arm wrestling community in Russia, like, arm wrestlers are great. But I would say that the English speaking community is way better in the pre-match hype. The pre-match hype, like, everything is revolving around English. I have not really seen any pre-match hype in the Russian or other languages. Svetan qualified to participate in King of the Table. Him and Engin under 85 kilos would be awesome. Wow, that would be amazing. Engin versus King Smo. Great. And we have the East versus West. 95 kilos. Defending champion. Well, he's not defending his title today. Not against me, at least. Paul would be in trouble if that happens.
I don't want to feel. You've been training. I know your routine.
So, Paul, how have you been? How was the workout today?
Good, man. Good. Another day. Sunday.
So,
is what it is.
The big
just
question.
Catching up on AMC.
Yeah. The big question: how much of that did you get to watch?
Just those highlights. You sent me, like, I got to look at all those matches that were shared in that gentleman's story, and I just caught half of the video you sent me for 95 kg. So I'm kind of up to speed on the highlights of it, but not the details.
All right. Maybe we can play the 95 kilos matches here if you want to see.
Yeah, I think I have a good feel of most of them.
All right. So
I don't know all the competitors firsthand, just the main guys. The defending champion, Bogoslav, Zurab, Krasny,
Yeah.
those guys.
I think Ibrahim Sagov was the defending champion and Bogoslov was
Yep.
the second place finisher from the last event.
Yep. Both shoulder rollers,
Yeah.
crazy side pressure. Yeah, it was interesting to see the style matchup. And watching Zurab, Zurab was really, really impressive with those guys.
Yeah.
The way he just controlled center and
Yeah.
took the press away.
After watching Zurab's matches at East versus West, and especially two matches, the first one was with Ronbath, and the next that he lost was against Chanshaw. Like after watching those two matches, let's be honest, I kind of underestimated Zurab. The whole tournament, the whole 95 kg class was running away from his hook power. Like nobody wanted to do anything inside against Zurab, and even the inside guy who was pressing everyone, he tried to do that press in the final against Zurab. And Ibrahim Sagov, he was second, and Zurab was like, it was like less than a second.
Yeah, he controlled center.
Yeah.
He hogged center. He did a great job of hogging center. I mean, if you got a guy who's coming shoulder forward at you, and the press is coming, you have to be brave and you have to control center. And it was almost like it was watching Zurab do it. Like he absorbed it and got even tighter without giving anything off center. Made it look easy. That shows how much side pressure he has, how good he is in hook.
Mm-hmm. And Defense Foster is saying maybe he asked the YouTubers not to promote it. I don't think they did. So what can we do to promote events like these? Like the first initiative should have come from the European arm wrestling community, the YouTubers. But I don't think we saw much announcements about this event.
No, I mean it's strange because like this is clearly on like a very similar level to all the stuff that's already getting promoted, like King of the Table and East versus West. But the reality of it is we have an actual tournament-based setup where, you're talking about, what is it, 7,000 to the winner each class? And then like, yeah, 7,500 and then 1,500 to the overall. Like that's a lot of money, to be able to throw your hat in. And I think, are they paying down to third place too? I think they are.
Last time it was up to fourth place, yeah. So if they,
you would think it would get a little bit more hype.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they've increased the prize money, then I don't think there is any point for not paying the fourth place, which they already did in the previous event. So paying up to fourth place and $15,000 for like from 10 to 15, that is a huge increase in just a couple of tournaments. So big prize money. I'm quite sure. Like, do you think the sponsors are not losing money on the tournament? Is there any way possible to make that kind of money back from an arm wrestling tournament?
I don't know. I don't know what the entry fees are. I can tell you the entry fees are 100% not covering that money. So I don't know what the angle is there, because normally if a sponsor's buying in and giving you a big chunk of money, they're going to want some form of return on investment, usually in the form of like advertising of some sort. But it doesn't seem like there's a whole huge effort to get these matches views or get this event views. So I'm not sure. It's kind of an enigma to me. But I mean, they're upping the payouts, so they must be making money or getting some form of return. There has to be, otherwise the payouts would dwindle, not go up.
Yeah. So Paul,
I wish I knew more.
Like when can we see you at the AMC tournament?
Well, I mean, so like, to be honest with you, like I didn't know the date of the thing. Like last time it happened, I think you and I were, I was like, well, that's a good amount of money, like here's the deal. You're running a risk, right? So you're I don't know what flights cost and accommodations, how long you got to be there. You're probably there for a week. So you're probably looking at a $4,000 or $5,000 investment if you're going to bring your significant other. But you stand to return that potentially. And if you think you have a shot at the overall and everything else, it's kind of worth it. Now, I wasn't really tracking this second iteration. I didn't know the date. I didn't know the details. And obviously had a match lined up with East versus West. And I don't like to stack my stuff too close. Then I'll wind up losing focus or looking ahead. I don't like to do that. But I mean, I was just on the phone with a couple of buddies, in the United States now that are asking questions about when is the next one of these. So it's starting to get a little bit of traction in the arm wrestling community here at the higher level. So I'm very interested. I'm very interested. Not necessarily to go and think I'm going to go ahead and get a payday out of it, but maybe just to be in the class with those guys and see how things go.
Yeah. And next time they're talking about introducing the 105 kg category as well. So what is that, like 231 pounds? Like, who would you say are the contenders from US if you decide to make a team one more time and let's go together to Chechnya or to Siberia? Like, what would be your team? Like your pick: 75 kilos, 85, 95, and 105 and supers. Five guys.
I mean, I would say like 75. Um, I don't know if a guy like Doug Ehrlich can make 75. A guy like Justin Bishop, those guys that are at that weight, I think if they made a good weight cut down there and did a good job, I think those two guys jump out to me at that weight. 85. Um, again, it's those same names if they don't want to make the cut, like a Paul Talbot, somebody like that at 85. And then 95. I mean, you're talking about Rob. I'd love to go. You're talking about, I don't know who else is even up there. Then when you get to 105, you got guys like Pablo, John, Ron, if he makes that weight. It all depends on the guys that would come down in weight. I think John's kind of walking around there. I think John would still do really well in a tournament style like that. I think he would do really good, based on his versatility and experience. But I'd love to see a 231 Pablo. Like, the guy can make these weight cuts, and I think he's so strong for that weight. I think, and then supers, you got the usuals. I'd love to see Devin compete in a tournament style.
Dave Chaffee is my pick.
Yes, Dave. Dave stylistically is going to do well in those type of tournaments.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Jerry compete, but I think his style would make it tougher for him to run through a tournament without gassing. But yeah, I'd love to see Dave. And if I'm picking the people I like, then the people I want to travel with, then that's just me being biased. So I'm trying not to do that.
Yeah. And yeah, you mentioned Rob, and somebody mentioned that they would have liked to see you go up against Zurab. He's saying that Sasho is too much. I don't think so. Like, who would you have? You saw Zurab compete and you have seen Sasho compete. If Zurab versus Sasho happens at, let's say, 90 or 95 kilos, who do you have in that match?
I'm not sure if Zurab's not the favorite at 95, based off of what I'm seeing. Just where he's at, like the way he hogs center like that, and he just, full shoulder commit and doesn't give anything this way. Like, the only struggles we saw was open top rollers who pulled his pinky out. He had a pin and a restart was the only real trouble he had. And he's so good at still pulling in those positions without his hand, with his pinky open, still being able to come down inside. So I think, we saw Zurab lose the chance. And I think that was heavily heavily based off of a stylistic matchup. Like, Chance's style, he's very, very hard to hook. He has that post and that hard back pressure with that hard lock pronation. Stylistically, that's just not a good match for Zurab. I don't think it's a reflection on his level at all.
Yeah. And your upcoming opponent, Sasho Andreev, like, where would you like to see him compete in this tournament? Like, would he do better at 85 kilos or at 95 kilos?
I mean, based on his stature, my gut says he's more suited for 85. But based on his power, there's no reason he can't pull 95 either. But I mean, he's a ball of muscle. I mean, I think he's only like 5'6", 5'7". The fact that he can get up to 95 kilos and be lean is impressive in itself. So I would think that he would be more dominant at 85, but I don't think he could probably go all the way up to 105 and be dominant.
I think after he competed in Malta, whatever it was, the Kirsten Prodigies event, when the Bulgarians flew to there, he mentioned something like he has never been above 89 or 90 kilos. He has never crossed that mark ever.
I don't know. I mean, it kind of would make sense based on his height. But I hear talks of 92, 93 is around there is where he's
because what I just mentioned, that was like 1.5 years ago. Maybe he gained a little bit after that. So I mean, do you know your opponent is like a wrestling champion as well in Bulgaria? Mm-hmm. He's a freestyle wrestler.
Yeah. I'm not wrestling.
In that tournament, after that tournament, he mentioned that now he's not going to focus that much on arm wrestling. He's going to pursue wrestling. He's going to focus more on wrestling. And like a year after that, we see him dominating everywhere left and right in WAP. I was like, I thought you were going to focus. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're that good at something and maybe you don't even have to train and try that hard, but you can go and like win some medals and bring home some money, like why not do both? The only worry is that arm wrestling training would be detrimental to actual wrestling. And I mean, I know the pain, the shoulder and elbow pain that we get. I couldn't imagine like trying to play football and train for arm wrestling. It would be miserable. So I can understand why you'd want to step back. But I mean, if you can just show up to a tournament and smoke everybody, why not?
Yeah. Paul, can you switch your internet like from mobile to Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi to mobile, whatever the case is? Like it is freezing for 1 second every 20 seconds.
Hold on one second.
Meal pickup is in the house. Adam Worzinski, RVJ, The White Orc, Todzilla Hutchings, John Brezink, and Dave Chafee. Somebody mentioned in the chat that is that the fix crew? No, that the comment was funny, but clearly this is not the fix crew. Yeah, Adam Worzinski. I'm also not sure if Worzinski's style. Yeah, hook pullers do. They have always done great. Like we sometimes like to think that if you're competing in a tournament, if you want to win, you have to have a top roll, a fast speed. But no, like in the last lightweight classes, almost all of the matches are won by hook pullers. So I don't think Adam Borzinski's style would be that bad. Like he's not fast. He likes to control, and then that style can be difficult. Like he may get tired, but yeah, he can. I think he can do good at that tournament. RVJ, RVJ versus Zurab, like, what do you think about after watching Zurab perform? Did you watch Zurab's matches against Artem Tainov, like the guy who was Kings moving Zurab like 3 times? They had 2 restarts, and then once again
Yeah,
in the yeah.
that's the one that was the one that like, I'm talking back and forth with Rob and Doug, and obviously you got your opponent coming up, and you're like, he just ran through that class. So once we started getting into the videos, I'm saying, hey, I mean, if back pressure, low hand, like up pressure, there's still lanes there, you know. So obviously, that's good data for Rob coming into this match. And I think what it does is it provides clarity on Zurab's current level, but it also provides a little bit of insight on where he's mortal, you know. So I mean, that's great data. And I'm looking at it like, I'm talking to Rob and I'm saying, hey, it's better to know than to not know, right? It's better to know. I mean, you come into this match and, like you said, I kind of didn't think you said you didn't know where Zurab's real level was until you see that. To me, then like if I put myself in Rob's shoes, I'm like, okay, well, now I know this guy is, which is good. I know I'm getting the best version of him. And I also saw a few matches where he had a little bit of trouble. So, I mean, there's enough time left to train and work on some things. I see that information as a blessing.
But still, it looks like top rolling him at the center. Even if you take his wrist, it looks like it is almost a given that your arm is going to go that way, even if you're able to top roll him. So how do you come back from that position? If a King's move was from Artem Tainov was not enough, like how is RVG going to pull that off?
So, I mean, if you really dig into the Chance Shaw match and see how Chance Shaw pulls, he has very good static back pressure. He stays very tight, but his top roll is not a shoulder retreated top roll. So like when we see that Artem Tainov match where he opens up into that open, like half King's move, open top roll, shoulder retreating like that allows access for Zurab side pressure. For me, what I'm looking at, like whether it can be done or not, is more of a side pressure top roll that attacks the pinky, but keeps your side pressure static. You can't stretch and give Zurab anything this way because you're probably not going to bring him back. And I mean, we even saw that early on with Zurab with Ron. He was able to have success because Ron got outside of his shoulder. And even with John, same thing. Like he was able to press outside of the straps while John was rolling out, where Chance was more of this way with like shoulder stayed forward, his body leaned backward, rather than winding open. Just my take. I could be, got to be strong enough to do it anyway.
Lagia pinned your YouTube channel link. Scientists have recently found out that subscribing to Paul Lynch's YouTube channel can increase your chance of winning a world title.
Yeah, plus 10 horsepower.
Yeah. 50, at least 50 subscribers now, guys. 50 subscriber on Paul Lynch's YouTube channel. We need to get him that much, and 50 after the live stream ends, 100 subs. I think that is entirely possible. Laletin is a great guy. So let's move on to the let's go back to the lightweight, 75 kilos, Alan Zoloev. Like, who is beating that guy?
I don't know, man. I don't know. He looks good. He looks
Yeah.
good. And I didn't catch all those matches, just the highlights. But yeah.
There he got stopped in a hook by one guy, like, who finished second, and it was a good hook battle for like 20-30 seconds. Then he was able to pin him after 20-25 seconds maybe. And the same guy came back from the B side. He still had good endurance, and he still stopped him in the hook, and then he opened his wrist. Somebody mentioned in the comments that Alan Zoloev does the slowest can openers. He would open your, like, slowly, open your wrist like that. And then he top rolled him and beat him. So last time also he won. This time he defended his title. 2021 he won WAF. 2022 he couldn't compete. People were saying that he would be the dominant winner. Like, everyone tries to run away from Artur Makarov's hook. You've seen the Artur Makarov, like the giant forearm guy, like, looks like a mutant almost. So he everybody runs away from him. But Zoloev went in a hook with him, and he brought him out of that hook. So that guy has everything, like top roll, side pressure, hook, anything.
Yeah, the entire Zoloev family is gifted as you can be. You know, they're versatile and they're savages inside too.
Yeah, a difficult question, Paul. Difficult, since you mentioned the Zoloev family. And the question is, do you think Hadzimurat Zoloev's reign at the top is over? Because
No.
let's be honest, 2021 he got injured. He wasn't able to win the WAF, and after that he's never been the same. Like, this time I don't think he even finished third, fourth. Maybe he was fifth or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not making an excuse for him because I don't know. But when I saw his performance, you know, I was talking back and forth with Rob, and we both were like, there has to be more to that story. You know what I mean? That's not the guy that we've seen, you know, against others. You know, that's not the same guy. Something's missing. Is there an injury he's hiding? You know, is there something? But I tend to believe there's a little bit more to that story. I don't think his reign's over. I don't think he aged out. I don't think anything like that. I think there has to be a real reason. If there's a nagging injury or an area that he's lost strength in due to an old injury or something, there has to be something. But you know, we saw him against Todd Hutchings. He looked incredible, you know, at the beginning of East versus West. And now since then, it looks like something's off. And to be honest with you, you know, in hindsight now, I'm happy that match, because that was the original match set before Sasha. Engen made a good decision to switch it, because I don't want to be in a position where I'm pulling a legend again that may have something going on, you know, that has detracted from where they're at. You know, I wouldn't want my opponent to be in that position, and I don't want to be in that position. So I think Engen's concerns were kind of validated based on that showing.
Did you see that interview? I think he was talking about you prior to the event started. Zoloev was talking, and somebody asked, I think I read the subtitles, and he was saying that it depends on my performance today. I will be competing against a North American who weighs like 10 kilos more than me. And I was like, is he talking about Paul? And then after that, I think the interview mentioned, is it Paul Lin? And I think Zoloev said yes. So what's going on there?
I don't know. I think that there might still be communication issues there. You know, because he was, the way I understood it, he was under the impression that he and I were going to be pulling in July so that he would have recovery time. Well, that was miscommunicated at some point. So then obviously that's when the plug got pulled. But I thought he was going to be potentially facing the winner of Samusha and Alcesar. That was my impression after talking to Amy. You know, there's an 85 kilo class there. I would think if I was Zoloev, I'd want to pull the 85 guy, but I have no idea. I mean, it could, who knows? Who knows what the rumors could be.
I want to interrupt. I just cannot get my head over this comment. A really funny comment from Sion. Paul Lin living rent-free in Zoloev's head. He forgot the match.
No,
He still thinks that, bro. Like, that interview was recorded yesterday, and he was saying that if depending on today, he will face a North American Paul Lin that weighs 10 kilos more than him.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe who knows? I don't know. If I can't beat Sasha, then maybe that match happens. I'm not going to turn it down, but
Yeah.
maybe he knows more than me. Maybe that's exactly what it is. He thought he had to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's planning on me losing and then pull. I don't.
JR Williams is asking, can I reach 30k subs before East versus West? No, for sure not. After East versus West, yeah, a day or two after that, that is entirely possible. So, what was the question? Did Rustam have compromised pec beforehand or not in proper shape from inactivity? Yeah, proper shape you can say, but like who is going to pin Paul in couple of times with a compromised pec? Like that was for sure. That for sure happened only in the third round, not before that.
Well, I will say he did mention that he has had pec strains before.
Okay.
Like, because like I asked him after the event, I said, "Are you all right? Like, what's going? Like, do you have to get like what's going on?" And he said, no. I had a strain like this earlier in my career. And he thought like, okay, it's going to take me, 6 months to recover from it. So I think it's something that he may have had in the past because of his style, but not recently. It's probably would have been more due to inactivity, I would think.
Yeah. And Viz has just become a standout member on this channel. Paul, I'm killing it on the membership page. Like I got
Nice.
Yeah, I got over 20 members in just a couple 3 days. Over
There you
20
go.
members. Yeah, thank you guys. So the benefits are your comments will be highlighted in these live streams. Like we have how many live viewers we have right now? 91 viewers. So it becomes difficult to read all the comments. So if you want your comments to be read, then please make sure you join as members. And this is the first time, like for these last 4 days, the first time I became a salesman on my channel. In the entire 3+ years, I became a salesman and I was able to sell like 20+ memberships. So that
Well,
worked well.
the good news is for your channel, like I would never do that because I just don't do enough content and I can't commit to it. So I wouldn't in good conscience feel good having that option. But you're doing content every dang day. So if somebody joins and has a membership with you, they're getting their money's worth.
I thought about you, like I thought about talking with you on this membership page. I'm quite sure you mentioned it in the past that you get training questions like multiple times. I'm quite sure you're getting training questions every day. Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. So are you first question, because if I go straight to the main question, you're going to say no. So I need to like build it up. I need to box you into the corner first.
This is phase one of the pitch. I got you.
Yeah. So are you able to reply to all of them?
I reply to everybody.
All of them. Okay. Then it may not be necessary if you don't want to do it. So why not create a membership page for like training, so that only the serious people who really want to know something, they come to you.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
I just have to. I'd have to sort through YouTube to get those comments there too, and then I'd have to tell everybody else I'm not going to answer yet.
No, I think people will know after that. Should let me create. Okay, I'll ask you a question or something, then I'll create. Neil Pickup commented something. I think we should read that. Let me go back to the chat. Yeah. Thanks, JR. Glad you enjoyed the show, mate. I am knackered. Kordiaka. Wow. Deserving Europe's strongest man. I didn't watch the Siberian Power Show. This was a pay-per-view. I tried to purchase the pay-per-view. Actually, I tried to purchase it after I already watched the matches. I'm like, I need to support it. But I don't think the payment methods were available in India. Maybe I could have tried a VPN, but I didn't try that. So it was a $8 pay-per-view. Perfect. Video quality was good, and there was commentary as well. The audio was also clear, so I think it was good. Next time it can definitely work out. So we've already talked about Zurab versus RVJ. Who do you have in that match? RVJ, of course.
I'm rooting for Rob. Like I think, the whole group of us, Brandon, myself, Rob, and Doug, we're all realistic humans and we know we're underdogs. We all have tall tasks. We get it. We're not we're not living in la la land. But we're all coming in with the intention of winning. After that, AMC tournament, obviously it provides clarity on Zurab's level. So, I mean, if you're the odds maker, Vegas starts making odds on this, they're going to have Zurab favored, and rightfully so, especially because it's the most recent data, and there isn't a lot of recent data on Rob. I'm banking on Rob coming in a really good form and a really good mind state. and banking on the idea of us all traveling together and being able to provide good energy, I think that can make a big percentage of a difference on the day of competition. So I'll be rooting. I'll be in Rob's corner. I'll be down front stage, hoping the hands are centered, and I'll be in his corner between rounds. So we'll see, though. Tall task.
Yeah. And what about Engin? I thought like that name immediately came to mind. Somebody mentioned it in the chat. Engin Terzi at AMC at 85 kilos. How do you see that?
Oh, that'd be great. That would be great. I'd love to just see. I know Engin's training. He's made some posts and stuff. He's getting back into it. He had the stem cells and all that good stuff. But I think we need to see Engin get back to like that healthy weight where he belongs to. He's self-admittedly been carrying extra weight. A lot of that probably has to do with stress for coordinating all these East versus West. What are you supposed to do? You're not sleeping. You're eating probably for stress relief. So I'd love to see Engin, trim up and get to that nice homeostatic weight and see where he's at. But yeah, the sport needs Engin back on the table.
Mm-hmm. JR Williams is saying, does Paul have the time? We already discussed that. He's already answering all of the questions that he's getting about training. So yes, he definitely has the time. But the questions will be increasing in the future for sure, not decreasing. And somebody mentioned Svetan Gashevsky has already qualified for King of the Table. So how about Engin Terzi versus Svetan at King of the Table?
That's phenomenal.
King's Move is going to hit the King's Move on Engin.
Two legends though too. Like we're talking about like that is like an old UFC super match in the original era of super matches. Like I would love to see that.
Yeah. All right, let's read some of the other comments. Exactly, maybe Paul having a budget for something to help manage his channel and coordinate membership. I think it can be a great idea. You're offering like you just make a few videos. I don't think you care about that amount of money, but yeah, with training, if you dedicate some time to it, I think $1,000 a month from training, I think it is possible. Just answering training questions, that can be possible.
We'll see one day. Maybe.
Yeah.
I just don't look for now.
So Defense Foster has once again gifted 5 memberships. Wow, this membership gifting thing is like the membership cost is showing in USA. It is showing $5. I was surprised to know that. I set it as $2, and then it shows $5 for US because you guys are rich. There cannot be any other explanation for that. So Defense Foster, I think he gifted 5 memberships in one of the other live streams as well, and 5 today. And Karaoke Vic has joined as a member as well. So I made like 7 members today.
That's awesome.
Yeah. 7 members at $5. Wow, that's amazing. I missed that. Adnan Ravash, they missed. Yeah, everyone is gifting some memberships in my. So 61% for now are saying that you should start a membership program. Other 49 are those who are asking you for free advice on your.
Yeah, they're the smart ones.
39, not 49. Yeah. Yeah. So Paul, anything else that you want to talk about? We'll end this in just 2-3 minutes more.
No, did you already talk about Zauer and Vitaly and what would have happened?
Yeah, super. We missed that. Yeah. So I always I'm not sure. I may be the second person who misses Zauer the most after Zauer himself in these competitions. Like how much like if we try to calculate in terms of money, how much that injury cost him, the match against Hermes Gasparini. And he could have won those $22,000 there. So those $22,000 and the exposure that would come towards his way after winning it for the 3rd consecutive time. And that would have been like, that is something that you cannot even count in terms of money.
Yeah. Let's say this guy just lost $35,000 off bicep tear. Yeah. And it happened in training. Didn't it happen in training?
Yeah. Training.
That makes it even worse. If it happened on the table, where you're competing, I think it's easier to stomach. But if it's like when you're training or you just go too heavy or you go a little bit too hard, you only got yourself to look at, that's got to add insult to injury. But I mean, imagine $35,000. I don't know what that conversion rate is or what that equivalates out to for the cost of living where Zauer's at. But man, that's serious money for anybody, regardless of cost of living.
I would just assume if somebody's in this chat is from that region, but I would assume that maybe the cost of living would be half of what it is in let's say in most of the places in USA, or maybe even less. That would be my assumption. Maybe someone can clarify that in the chat. But that cost him a lot, man. Like, do you think he would have won it this time as well, or was there any doubts?
I do. I don't think Laletin looked like he was like some mega crazy version of himself and unbeatable. He looked better possibly than the last time we saw him, but he didn't look like he had leveled up enough to, based off what we saw in the past. I would think he would have been the odds-on favorite to win it.
Yeah.
But man, that talk about $35,000, and if you're talking about the way the conversion is, I mean, that's kind of like the mean income over here. That's an average year's salary, for 2 events. Sucks.
Yeah, one event and like not even 2 events.
And
2 events. 2 events. We're talking about one super match and 1 event.
When we were on the live last week and you were talking about him coming back curling 30 kilograms or something.
Yeah, 32.5. He was lifting in that same lift.
Like, yeah, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing now? Like, don't. Like, just wait. Just be like, I mean, God forbid, knock on wood, this guy were to tear his bicep again before it's fully healed. That would be that. Now you're talking about possible complications to the next surgery too. So, man, take it easy, man. Take it easy. Let it heal.
And Vitaly showed up at 131 kilos, which was like maybe a couple of kilos lighter than his previous shape. And Zaur, I don't think he was even kidding. At first, he started it kind of in a joking manner when he was being interviewed by Engin Terzi on his channel. He was saying that, Engin, these guys are 130, 135 kilos, like Vitaly, Hermes. They are not big enough to beat guys like me. That's what he said. And towards the end, he was looking like he's talking serious. And somebody was saying in the chat that Dennis would have beaten Zaur. I didn't get. Do you remember that practice pull between Dennis and Zaur? Like,
Yes.
what did you get from it?
I mean, it's practice. So, you said you've seen Dennis bully people in practice. I've seen both. I've seen like he seemed very passive with Zaur, but it also didn't seem like there was going to be a stop in those first couple of rounds. It didn't seem like there was going to be. Now it did show that like if there is a stop when Zaur starts to gas out, there's a potential for victory later in the rounds. But I thought he looked substantially stronger.
Yeah. Do you remember Angry Bird?
Adam,
Yeah, somebody mentioned, I just couldn't, whenever I remember that comment, I just cannot stop laughing. You're saying that there was a big red bird in Angry Bird and Zaur looks exactly like that. I went back and I watched that bird and yeah, that's almost correct. Yeah. So what I got from that practice pull, first of all, the previous day Zaur won the AMC tournament. So next day he said that he literally couldn't sleep. The whole night he couldn't sleep and he was dehydrated. Next day he went to Denis Siplenkov for practice pull. He was already saying that he's exhausted. And he pinned Denis 3 times inside the straps. The buckle was on his hand. And the 4th time Denis got the stop. And people are saying, well, if it was a super match, Denis would have won. And I'm like, no, they didn't even undo the strap. It was like, okay, ready, go. He pins him. Back. He pins him again. It was like that 3 times. If it was a super match, he would have gotten at least 2-3 minutes rest between every single round. And then I believe he does that like 6 times without getting tired.
Yeah, that was kind of my takeaway too. And I knew that he had pulled the prior day. But like you said, Zaur didn't really have he didn't have much opposition in that tournament. That said, every time you pull, there is, your energy bar is going down a little bit. And it does require some recovery to be at like the peak level. But let's say Zaur was at next day, let's say he was at 95%. He recovered back to 95%. He still has 5% more there,
Yeah. What I was saying is that even that 95% version, even that beats Denis Siplenkov that day.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. You add the 5% to that, and you what you would take away from that is there appears to be a clear gap. Again, it's only practice. You never know how much bully Denis would be. in the setup. Maybe he can force a stop with some loaded back pressure. I don't know. It's all speculation. But when it looked like, you know, both guys going about the same pace, it looked like there was a strength gap.
Defense Foster is saying somebody needs to make a meme out of it. Zaur and Angry Bird.
That would be good.
Dude already healed, and people are saying that after they saw the lift, and they were saying that Zaur was faking injury, like he never tore his bicep, and as like he was in the hospital, and we saw blood coming out, and the surgery doctors were there. Like, what would he get to try to create? Was he trying to create a movie scene? Like, how can somebody fake things like that?
No, if there's a surgery and an incision, it happened. You know, it happened. But I didn't know when we talked on the last week, I didn't know that he had the full surgery. Because when you're saying he's back at it, I'm thinking, well, maybe they went in there arthroscopically and cleared out some debris, you know, but if they actually went in full incision and anchored his bicep tendon down, I can't imagine him curling 30 kilograms now. That just blows my mind. And don't get me wrong, I'm the guy who doesn't listen to the doctors myself. I'm the guy who starts rehab early. I'm the guy who ignores what they tell me. But to me, that is like next level tough guy shit.
Yeah. All right, guys. So thanks for joining the chat. Thanks for supporting this daily arm wrestling news 9th episode. And Paul knows why I'm doing these episodes, because of the channel boost and preventing or protecting the brand. Show me the surgery video. Clerks 93 wants to see. So Paul, first of all, best of luck. Not saying that we are not going to do more interviews. Probably we will do before your match. But best of luck, man. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you. I'm feeling good, man.
Maybe I shouldn't, like, I've predicted you to lose all 3 of the times at East versus West, and you won all 3 of them. So maybe I should predict you to lose one more time.
Keep it the same. Do everything exactly the same.
Somebody was saying in the previous chat, when I mentioned this fact, I suddenly remembered, like, I predicted Paul to lose all 3 of them, and people were saying that Pradeep is the biggest Paul hater.
Yeah. Listen, every time Devin picks me to win, if Devin ever picks me to win, I immediately get anxious. Don't pick me to win, Devin. Do not.
Yeah. And thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. Defense, Foster, Karaoke, Vic for becoming the member, and one more person became a member. So thanks to everyone, and we're going to end this live stream now. AMC was awesome. East versus West is going to be awesome. For one more time, please subscribe to Paul Lyn's YouTube channel. How many subs do you have, Paul, right now?
Like 7,500, something like that.
Yeah, we need to take him to at least 8,000. At least 8,000 before East versus West. Thanks.
Yeah, I got to do some videos. If I do some good ones on some hot topics at times, I just have a tough time marrying them up when the hot stuff's going on. We'll get it going a little bit.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.